guys! So today I thought we could do an old-fashioned testing new makeup video. I have a few new things that I kind of just want to play with. Some things that I bought during Black Friday, some things I bought before that, and one very exciting new addition to my collection. The Charlotte Tilbury bronzer I've been lusting after for so long. I got the shade Fair. It just came in yesterday. I haven't even used it yet. I mean, honestly, this is kind of what inspired this video. I want to use it today, and I kind of figured it would be fun to use it on camera and show you guys my first kind of impressions of it. So, ooh, I'm so excited. I used the 20% off promo code that Sephora has. I think they still have it going on right now. It was 20% off, so I ended up getting some money off, which is good because this is a very expensive bronzer. Anyway, I also want to try out this new palette that I received in PR from Estate Cosmetics. This is their Resort palette. It's a very like summery looking palette to me, but I think we could get a really pretty look with that. Yeah, I just want to have some fun, so let's get into it. So I think the only category I don't have anything like new to test out is foundation, so I'm just gonna use my Oma Beauty Say What foundation that I recently rolled into my makeup basket. Also, my hair is still wet, by the way. I really am getting ready for the day right now. I've got at least one other video I want to film after this. My sunscreen of the day is the Paula's Choice Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense, by the way. I like to share that in my Get Ready With Me's just so you know like what's already on my skin. I wore this foundation yesterday over this sunscreen from MD Solar Sciences, the non-tinted mineral SPF 50, and my face looked so bad, so dry. Like the worst foundation day I've had in a long time. And I don't think it was this foundation's fault. I think it was the sunscreen's fault. That sunscreen, I like the tinted one, I think, but the non-tinted one is just, whoa. It just made it look like my skin was falling off. Let's hope that today is better. Okay, so that does definitely look way better than it did yesterday. Still looks a little dry. I do feel like this foundation has a tendency to cling to dry patches. I do kind of feel like here in this area it looks a tiny bit dry. And part of that could be that I'm wearing a mattifying sunscreen, but it's happened with this foundation before too, so I do like this foundation. I do like the way that it makes my skin look, especially from far away, but it might just be one of those foundations that's better for me when my skin is a little bit oilier. I think at least right now I'm liking the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation a little bit more than this one. So for concealer, I actually have two newer concealers to my collection. One is of course the Kosas Revealer Concealer that I bought during Black Friday, and the other one is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer. This I got on sale on their website during it was like their Singles Day sale in November. A bunch of their products were marked down to $11, and I hadn't tried this formula before, so I kind of just wanted to try it. They happen to have a shade that worked for me. This is the shade 20CP. I think I'm actually going to use the Urban Decay one today because I don't think I've shown this or used this on camera yet. I'm still kind of formulating my thoughts on it. This is really a great shade match for me though, like kind of surprisingly good. I do think in the future, even though I feel like I have pretty neutral undertones, I'm better off when I go for something labeled as cool toned rather than warm toned, because sometimes the yellow undertones come out in my skin, but then I do think my skin leans cool, even though it is kind of somewhere in the middle and in the neutral zone. So because this is technically, they call it a cool toned concealer, and it really is a good shade match for me, whereas this Kosas one is very yellow. I think I probably should have chosen a different shade. This is 2W, and it looks okay in the 2, but on my skin, the yellow really comes out to play. So there's that concealer. Honestly, this formula kind of reminds me of the Kosas. It kind of reminds me of the NYX Born to Glow as well. It's kind of thin, lightweight, not very drying. I really do like the way it looks on my under eyes. It's, I would say, medium coverage, like definitely not going to get full coverage out of this. I'm going to try to just build a little bit more in those darkest areas and kind of blend that with my finger, maybe. Yeah, so that's about as far as you can build it, but it just looks nice on my under eyes. Like it's a very satisfying concealer to apply because it's kind of just easy to work with. So I do have two new powders as well, the Kosas Cloud Set Powder and the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil that I got as a birthday gift from Ulta. I kind of want to try the Bare Minerals all over my face because I haven't tried this all over my face yet. I've used this on my under eyes, but not all over my face yet, so I kind of just want to see how it works. I know a lot of people love this powder. I do feel like that kind of caused my under eye concealer to like oxidize a little bit. So there's that all over. I did just dust it all over my face like normal. And I mean, it definitely mattified things. And I do feel like at least from here to my mirror, my skin does look just very kind of smoothed out and almost airbrushed. And up close, it looks good too. I do kind of feel like it caused my foundation to oxidize slightly, but to be fair, this foundation also is already a little bit warm for me as is, but I feel like after applying the powder that became a little more apparent. I'm not sure. But either way, I do feel like my face is effectively set. Like that definitely took away any kind of tackiness. Oh, I'm looking at the claims of this Stay Naked concealer, by the way, and I just realized they do claim this is full coverage, which I would have to disagree with. It's definitely more medium coverage than full in my opinion as someone with actual dark circles. All right, now for the moment I've been most excited for. Let's go ahead and crack into the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. This is a matte bronzing filter for face and body. I got the shade Fair because this looks like my dream bronzer shade. I know it almost looks too light. Like, it's like a shade deeper than my skin tone. Maybe 2 shades. But that's kind of exactly what I want in a bronzer, and I'm just so excited to try this out. So the shade of this was obviously like the main selling point for me, but another couple of things that I really liked about it was, number one, even though it's a very expensive bronzer, it comes with a crap ton of product. 16 grams, 0.56 ounces. Just to compare it to something, the Kosas Cloud Set powder comes with 9.5 grams. So this is like double your average powder product at least. And it's also refillable, so you can easily pop the pan out and then just buy a refill, and the refill is cheaper. So I really like that as well. I would like to see more brands do like refillable products like this. I was also so surprised by how big this was. Like, I knew it was going to be big, but this is huge. I wish I could convey to you how big this is, but like, this is my hand. Granted, I have pretty small hands, but I mean, I can barely even fit it in my hand. Dang, okay, it is really light. I hope it's not too light. The foundation I'm wearing is already a little bit too dark for me, so gotta keep that in mind. But like, I kind of feel like it's not really showing up. Is it just me? Are you guys able to see it? That is lighter than I expected, honestly. I was curious to compare it to my BH Cosmetics Belgian Waffle palette. This has a bronzer in it, the shade Buttermilk. It also looks very light. This is another like great light bronzer. I'm gonna compare those 2 shades to see. Okay, so those are actually quite similar. That's the BH Cosmetics and that's the Charlotte Tilbury. So I will keep playing with this and report back. Right now I'm almost like where is it, you know? So then I've got 2 new blushes. These were both from my Black Friday haul. I have the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in Always Cheeky and the Kosas Papaya 1972 Color and Light duo. And I did demo both of these in my haul, but I feel like I've been using the Kosas one a lot more than the e.l.f. one recently, so I want to give the e.l.f. one like a real test today. And then I think I'll probably use the highlighter in the Kosas duo, since that's the only new to me highlighter. I like that this is a very light, kind of buildable formula. Obviously, like, the shade is a nice light tone for my skin tone, and I like that it's just very easy. Like, you can kind of build it slowly and build it up to what you want. I'm digging the matte blush look lately too. So there's that blush. Honestly, can't argue with that. I think that just looks very seamless, blended. It was very easy to apply evenly, so nice. All right, so for highlighter, I am going to use this Kosas highlighter from their little Papaya duo. This is a very nice highlighter so far. I have used it a few times. Nice and subtle, kind of a satin finish highlighter. It's definitely not as like glowy and almost metallic as some of the highlighters in my collection. Just very subtle. Look how dark this under eye looks. It almost looks like I'm not wearing any concealer. And I know I am pickier than most about concealer coverage. Like, I do like a high coverage under eye concealer, but that is just like, So another thing that's new-ish to me is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. This is another thing that I picked up during their Singles Day sale on their website. That was also $11. I know Andrea Montiliano really likes this product, and so that was kind of the person that influenced me to finally bite the bullet and try it. So it's an ink stain on one side, so like a little brow pen, like a brush tip pen, and a waterproof, they say waterproof retractable pencil on the other end. It's a very like fine tipped retractable pencil, and I got this shade Taupe Trap. So I'm still trying to really kind of figure out how to use this product, but I'm gonna start with the pencil side and then add in some of the marker at the end. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if I like this style. I mean, I know I like a brow pencil, that's what I used to use all the time. And the pencil side is nice, similar to like the ABH Brow Wiz and things of that nature, but the marker, I don't know. I don't know how to use it. It's kind of hard to do. So I'm kind of filling in like the tail and like the outer half of my brow with the pencil. Next, going in with the ink stain just to kind of draw in some hairs here. I will say this is good for drawing like true hair-like strokes. I feel like you just can't get that with a brow pencil, no matter how fine the tip is. So that's one nice thing about this. Like, I do feel like that actually looks like hairs right there. I do think that I'm still kind of just getting used to the technique. I'm going to draw a little bit more out here. Just a tiny bit. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone because I don't want them to get too intense looking, but yeah, I don't know. I think I like it. So next for eyeshadow, let's dig into this Estate Resort palette. I feel like they did a beautiful job with this color story. Just a lot of fun colors. This shade right here looks so pretty and like duochrome and just dimensional. There's that one. That's the shade Resort. I also love that there's like a neon like lime green in here. I might be boring and stick to kind of the neutrals in here because I'm not really in the mood for like a very colorful summery look. So I'm going to start with the shade Cover Up, which is just this sort of medium brown shade. Let's just see what it does. So that definitely was nice and pigmented. I like barely tapped my brush in there and that was the color payoff I got. And it's definitely blending nice and easily, so can't argue with that. I'm going to take the shade Adults Only now, this kind of matte wine color. I think I want to do a classic red lip today, so actually I don't know if that would go very well with a red lip. So I'm actually going to do the shade Reserved in my outer corner, which is this deeper matte brown. I am kind of getting some of those lines where it doesn't want to stick, you know? I didn't set my eyelid primer with powder or anything, so okay, that's a little bit better. Next, I want to try out this cool looking, like marbly striped looking shade called Bikini. I have swatched this already. That's what that looks like. The colors all swirl together to make kind of like a rose gold. And I'm going to tap that on the center of my lid. And I'm not going to use my NYX glitter primer today because I kind of just want to see what these shades can do on their own first. And then I'm going to go in with the shade First Class, which is this light sort of champagne shimmer. That's going to go, ooh, wow, that's swatched beautifully. That's going to go on the inner third of my lid. Oh wow, that's way more like intense than I even expected. Okay, that's gorgeous. All right, taking a little bit more of Reserved, the dark brown, and adding that back to my outer third for a little more definition. Okay, that is very pretty. I know it's a very basic look, but it's kind of what I was going for because we're going to do a nice bold matte red lip today. All right, so I'm just going to use a little bit of that Reserved shade to... Ooh, actually, I'm going to use my Project Pan eyeliner, my CoverGirl eyeliner in Rich Brown. I'm going to use this on actually the top and bottom lashes, or lash line, because I want to finish this. So on my top lash line, I'm just doing my usual winged liner with this, where I draw it all the way across, and then I pick up some on this little angled liner brush and draw on a wing. I just love brown eyeliner. Like, it's just one of my favorite discoveries of 2021. I feel like I never used brown eyeliner, brown mascara, anything like that until this year, and now it's like my favorite thing. So I'm also drawing this on the lower lash line and then smudging that out with this smudge brush. All right, another newish thing from Urban Decay that I ordered was their all-nighter setting spray. I know this is not new by any means, but it is new to me. I tried this years ago and it had just been so long that I wanted to retry it because I know this is so many people's holy grail for just like locking in your makeup. So I really just want to try this on one half of my face. Let's do it on this half because I don't know, I just want to see how this affects the wear of my makeup, if at all, and then I'll probably leave like a pinned comment or just a note in the description box updating you on if I notice a difference at all. Okay, I feel like I sprayed a lot on, but like very unevenly. So I definitely drenched this side of my face in that setting spray. Possibly too much, but hey, at least we're gonna get a really, really good test. So it definitely feels like kind of tight, almost like hairspray. Okay, so for mascara, I'm going to use my Ilia Fullest Volumizing Mascara on the top and my CoverGirl Lash Blast in brown on the bottom. So for the lips, we're going to do a classic holiday red. This is a new item that Base Blue Cosmetics sent over, and it is their Matte Attraction lipstick in the shade Dress Code. This is, first of all, such beautiful packaging. It's got like a magnetic closure. All of their packaging is just so unique and just fun. It's a very, very small lipstick, kind of like a mini. I mean, that's how much you get. I don't really mind a mini because, I mean, how often do I go through a red lipstick? Basically never. I am going to use my Milani lip liner in True Red though, just to get a really nice crisp line. Ooh, I love how smoothly that goes on. I love that so much. That's a perfect holiday red. I did want to show you guys the other thing that Base Blue sent over. So this was kind of the main event of the PR package that I got from them, and it's a palette that's inspired by this painting by Johannes Vermeer, the girl with the pearl earring. Very famous piece of art. Take a look at this. Yeah. So that is a palette, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this in my collection because, I mean, while this is beautiful and I can appreciate the, like, artfulness of this, it's not necessarily a very practical palette. I mean, you know, I've never been one that loves when, like, all the shades are kind of smushed together in one pan. I prefer, like, separate pans of things. And, you know, let's say I wanted to use, like, the red of her lips. I mean, you know, you can't really fit a brush there, or like this blue in the corner. So it's not the most practical. I think this would be like really fun for somebody who is very into art and just, it's almost like a collector's item, which honestly I feel like that's a lot of their line is more almost like collector's items fused with makeup. And obviously you can use this as makeup, but I don't know if I would actually use this. While I do think it's really cool what they did here. But I did want to show you guys that palette just because it's, you know, it's kind of cool. Okay, so I think that is the full look for today. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some of these new products in action. I think I enjoyed most of this. The only thing I'm kind of not so sure about the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer now that I tried it for the first time. I just feel like it almost didn't show up. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm gonna keep playing with that. I will definitely keep you all updated on all these items in future videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed this little get ready with me, just testing out some of these new to me items. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you've not already, and I will talk to you all tomorrow in my next video. Bye.